The Who and How Club is sponsored by BetterHelp. We want to say thank you to BetterHelp for not only sponsoring today's episode, but also for sponsoring the show as a whole. As you all know, I've been sharing my journey to therapy through not only these episodes of the show, but also through my various social media platforms for the past few years. Based on the conversations that I've had and the people who have reached out, I know that a lot of you have been wanting to start your journey to therapy, similar to how I have. Now, BetterHelp is a great way to start. If you're asking what BetterHelp is, let me tell you. BetterHelp is the world's largest therapy service, and it's 100% online. With BetterHelp, you can tap into a network of over 25,000 licensed and experienced therapists who can help you with a wide range of issues. To get started, you just answer a few questions about your needs and preferences in therapy. That way, BetterHelp can match you with the right therapist from their network. From then, you can talk to your therapist however you feel comfortable, whether it's via text, chat, phone, or even video call. You can message your therapist at any time and schedule live sessions when it's convenient for you. If your therapist isn't the right fit for any reason, you can switch to a new therapist at no additional charge. So with BetterHelp, you get the same professionalism and quality you expect from in-office therapy, but with a therapist who is custom-picked for you, more scheduling flexibility, and at a more affordable price. You could get 10% off your first month at BetterHelp.com when you use promo code WHOHOW. So that's BetterHelp.com/WhoHow. Once again, BetterHelp.com/WhoHow. Now let's get into today's episode. Welcome back to the club, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, club members alike. Now, I know I've said this in the past about other, previous episodes. I've called them special. And today is no different, but we want to add an additional spice to that special. This is like a spicy special, a different kind of special, in fact. Now, you all know how I have these like special bonus episodes that I tend to put out. We got the episodic series, we got the guest spots and the guest related episodes, but we've had some episodes that focus around some special events that I get to, partake in. And today's episode is no different, okay? This year we got a chance to be a part of PodCamp Toronto once again, PodCamp 2023. We also went to Comic-Con this year, and now for our third event so far, we're only in September, we got a chance to make an appearance at FanExpo Canada 2023. So between the days of August 24th and 27th, 2023, the Who and How Club were present. We were present at the Metro Toronto Convention Center, located downtown in the lovely city that I live in and that I'm from, here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Without the Canadian Podcast Awards, I don't think any of these events would be possible. So I do want to send a special shout out to the heads of PodCamp Toronto and Canadian Podcast Awards, John and Jennifer. They've been like my sister and brother from another mother. When you're in the field and pursuing your artistic endeavors, you want to create these healthy relationships and these healthy dynamics. And you also want to create quality material so that you are recognized and even considered for things like these. And I want to say thank you to the both of them for recognizing my platform and inviting me to the events that they've put together. And I really stand behind what they promote. They're really for the creator and for the field that I currently operate within. And speaking of operating within things, I was operating under the Canadian Podcast Awards banner at FanExpo Canada this year. So without them, we wouldn't have been present. So shout out to both of them. I'm going to leave links to their platforms in the description. And today's episode is really just like the coverage of that event. I got an opportunity to speak with some very unique individuals. I ran into some fellow creators, fellow podcasters. I spoke with some volunteers. I also got a chance to speak with John and some heads from some podcast networks as well. I spoke with my friend Maryna, who is like my new photographer, and we collaborate with one another often, and she's really dependable, and she's someone who's special to me in my life. So I want to shout out her for being there with me for one of the days. So I want you all to just, sit back, relax, enjoy the conversations that I had. It's very like informal, and you're going to hear a lot of noise in the background from the conversations. But really, if you're a creator, these are the sort of conversations that you should be listening to and sort of like, embracing. And hopefully I get an opportunity to see you all at FanExpo 2024 for next year. But until then, enjoy part 1 of this part 3 series. And just welcome back to the club, ladies and gentlemen. I have a new fire lit under my butt after an event such as this one. And being around other creatives and artists just... It reminds you why you do what you do, or why you were created, or in who and how fashion, who you are. It reminds you of who you are and why you are doing what you do, and what really, ignites an artistic and creative flame in your stomach and in your heart and in your mind. So enjoy these conversations. I think the first conversation coming up begins with a fellow podcaster. All right. So you'll learn about their platform. You'll learn about Maryna. You'll learn about Canadian Podcast Awards and, just how the event went. All right. So we'll check in a week. Thank you all for continuing to support this platform. Enjoy part 1 and talk to you in a week. 1. There is a lot of noise in this building today, ladies and gentlemen, but this is your boy Arys checking in for the Who and How Club. You know the slogan, you are the Who and How Club, I am the Who and How Club, and we are the Who's and How's of this world. And today, my first guest at FanExpo Canada is...
It's Mesaryne from the Chicken Chat podcast that we just started. And of course, it's going to be noisy in here. You just see how many people are around? There's a lot of cool stuff. A lot of things to do here. It's pretty fun.
A lot of people, and it's a different vibe. We're here at about 10 a.m. It's pretty early, so rise and shine, ladies and gentlemen. But I just ran into this lovely gentleman, and he was telling me about his show and his podcast and how it all started with his buddies back from school. And he started in the early days of Facebook. So tell the people where they can find your show and what it's all about.
We actually do it. We start on Twitch, and then we edit it into a full episode on YouTube, and then we do like highlights on YouTube. It's under the channel Pixel Lake Entertainment, and it's called Chicken Chat. And we just talk about all the things that friends would talk about, but with the accessibility of equipment, anyone can make something public, and you can have that conversation with your friends, and other people can listen to it and feel like they're involved in, your friend and in that group of conversations as well.
That's so beautiful. And I'm just like, I love coming across other creators, especially in the podcast realm, because right now it's a bit, it's still young. It's still young. It's still early. Even though some podcasters have been doing it, like the legends have been doing it for so long, it's still a young man's game. So
I find that's because of accessibility. It is, nowadays, for a couple $100, you could make a podcast that people wouldn't even know that you only spent a couple $100.
Yes.
And as technology gets better and better, it's just going to open it up more and more. So the people who are doing it now, it's all about finding the ways to make it work, longevity, and making sure that, there's a future in it. You can't just make a podcast about anything, because you have to be able to work at it. And most people don't have that success right away. Most of these popular people, even like the heavyweights, sometimes it took them a year or 2 years of grinding every week to get where they are now. So, the people that are going to be left are the people that are up at 10 a.m. and out here, pushing their product, because those are the people that aren't going to give up or get, frustrated when things don't go away. It's all about growing and growth. So if every week you have two more viewers, or 1 or 2 more followers, subscribers, whatever the case may be, you carry that over for years, then you can make a career out of it.
I want to get some hand claps for that, because that was beautiful. Beautifully said.
Thank you. I'd like to thank the Academy.
The award goes to honestly, that's the energy we need to approach our creations with, because a lot of shows, they don't last. They're here 1 second, 8 episodes after, they're like, they've lost their inspiration, they didn't have a mission. And what were they really doing it for? Were they feeding into the fad, or were they true creators and they wanted to create something for the space?
I really find a lot of it, people start for fun, but they want to turn that fun into a job, but they don't want to give it job energy and job hours. So if you're not willing to do the job energy and job hours and you're just doing it for fun, still do it. It's a great experience, transferable skills. You'll learn so much that you can transfer into anything else. Like, there's no reason not to start a podcast.
Yes. If you had any final words, and I know you shared your name and the name of your podcast, but if you were to answer the question of the day, who are you? How would you answer that question? How do you define yourself outside of your name?
I'm the type of person that every year wants to do something different, which makes podcasting hard too. But I used to work in the call center, and then I got frustrated and I became an axe throwing coach, and then I worked in esports and then insurance, and now video production and education. So I just kind of learned all the skills along the way and helped make them overlap, and then use those skills to do the next thing. So I'm coming into the podcasting world with a background in training, education, what makes people want to listen, a background in entertainment. I used to throw axes. I used to work in esports. So just kind of like, as you always want to grow yourself. So you got to grow your podcast, but you also have to grow yourself. And as long as you're growing and your show's growing, there's no reason why success won't grow as well.
I needed to hear this morning, brother. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to the Who and How Club. We just popped the morning cherry. My friend here, he shared some real wisdom and knowledge for all of you creators out there. Whether you're younger, older, it doesn't matter where you're at in your creative journey. The words that were shared this morning are very important to all of us. So thank you once again, and let them know where they could find your show at.
Pixel Lake Entertainment on YouTube, and on Twitch is currently under my personal channel, which is Mesaryne, Mesaryne.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm checking in once again at FanExpo. It's your boy Arys, creator, producer, and host of the Who and How Club. There's a lot of noise in the background. I hope the sound won't come out a bit distorted, but if it does, we'll edit it out in post once the event weekend is over. But either way, today, to my right, I have the lovely Maryna, who is... I want to claim her as my photographer now. You are officially my photographer because we've worked so many times already in the short period that we've known each other. And we've hung out, we've explored together, and we create together. And we met back earlier this year at Comic-Con. So now this time around, you're here with me, we're here together. And introduce yourself to the people listening in.
Hi everybody, my name is Maryna. I come in Toronto 1 year ago, and I work photographer. I'm street photographer, and I like real people who can produce herself, and success of people and fun people who love the life.
Now, Maryna comes from the Ukraine, and when did you come? Which year did you come?
I'm come in October in last year.
Last year, 2022. Yeah. So she's almost a year in here in Canada. Tell the people what it's like, what it's been like for you being in Canada and moving away from the Ukraine. We know what's been going on over there. How do you feel being here in Canada almost for 1 year?
Oh, in beginning it's been very hard, but all people so friendly, and I like this city. So many interesting place, and so people so kind, and I found a new friend right now, and I can live normal life, and it's cool.
Yes, and I'm one of your new friends that you met, so I'm happy to have met you. What do you feel about today's event compared to the last event that we met at? So there was Comic-Con in March, and now we're here at FanExpo. What's the difference from your perspective for both of these?
Oh, for me, Comic-Con was better because a lot of people come in the suits, and today it's not like this. People come in regular t-shirts and shorts, and I don't know why. and very big hall here, and so not so good, not so perfect like last time.
Right. Like, yeah, I agree with that. A lot of people were dressed up last time, but this time around we don't see a lot of people dressed up. So, and I feel like there aren't a lot of people. I was telling the Instagram live that because we were in a smaller space for Comic-Con, it felt like there was a lot of people. So busy. But now this place is so big, so there's a lot of space. It feels like there's not a lot of people, but there's still a lot of people. They're just not coming around this area. They're focused over there, right?
Yeah, right. I agree.
And have you been going to a lot of Toronto events since you've been here in Canada?
Yes, actually, yes. I love a party, and also event photographer, and I've been many places.
Very busy.
Yeah,
Very busy.
busy.
Tell the people where they can follow you on Instagram.
Oh, it's very easy. You can just found Maryna photo shoot, and it's my page.
Yeah, or you could go to my page and you can see that I've tagged her. Any positive words that you would say for your people back in Ukraine? Anything you want to leave them, like a positive message? Or even to other photographers in the city? What's some positive message you would leave with them?
Oh, I want to just tell all of people, if you want to be happy, just go outside and find a new adventure.
Yes, yeah. Oh, one more thing. How would you define yourself in 2 words? How would you who are you? Other than your name. We know your name, but how would you define yourself?
Oh, it's a difficult question, but I think I'm a little bit crazy and very fun.
That I know. Very fun. Crazy. I see the crazy. I see it. I see it.
Little bit.
Just a little bit. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to the Who and How Club. We're just checking in. We'll touch base a bit later on. And we hope that you're enjoying the event just as much as we are. And shout out to Canadian Podcast Awards for having us today. One. What's going on, everyone? Thanks for touching base. Thanks for still being with us during this time. This is Arys checking in. I'm at FanExpo 2023, FanExpo Canada, that is. We're representing for TO. And I'm pulling people in from all walks of life, all corners of the event, to come and speak with us about just their experience, whether they're creators, they're podcasters themselves, or even a part of the event. So right now I have in front of me Samya. And he's actually a volunteer here at FanExpo. So talk to the people about what the experience has been like as a volunteer here.
So far, it's actually kind of interesting. You get like some part of duties thus far. So like sometimes you can be part of the comic book area. You can help with the VIP and ultimate passes, and yeah, it's just like multiple areas of where people can just join by and then help each other, help every one apart.
Is this your first year volunteering here?
My second year.
Second year. So what's the difference between last year or the first year you did it versus this year? What would you say?
It's definitely a lot less hectic than the first year. I mean, I was in the ticketing counter last year, and there were a lot of people who I was helping with the QR codes, and like just scanning them, because like we were just like after the it's like the second year after the pandemic, so a lot of people did not want. A lot of people just wanted to have fun, but during this time, there were some unruly people.
Yeah, eh? I heard someone whispered in my ear earlier saying that last year there was the fire marshal. The fire marshal was here last year?
Oh, yeah.
So what happened with that?
I don't exactly remember, but...
That's a good answer. That's a good politically correct answer.
But actually yesterday yesterday they had some medical emergency, like 2 paramedics have to be called because like someone actually was unconscious, and then the paramedics had to perform CPR. But I would have also probably joined in because like I have a first aid and CPR certification, and I actually wanted to be in the comic. Yeah.
Well, that's good. We need people like you, and we appreciate you helping, like putting this event together and stuff like that. I mean, it's fun. Even though we're 2 years out of the pandemic, it's good to actually, be in person, be in the flesh for events like these and have fun and mingle with people and actually meet people in person again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Or are you one of those people who liked the pandemic because things were kind of quiet and secluded?
Well, me as a student, I'm actually kind of outside of volunteering. I'm a fourth-year life sciences student at Hamilton. I study in McMaster. Personally, I wouldn't say the pandemic kind of helped and affected me in different ways because as a science student, you have to deal with certain kind of tests, like online tests, and we have those webcam kind of tests, which were just like equally as painful.
Yes. I could imagine. Well, thank you so much. What are your plans for the rest of the event? So you're just going to be volunteering until the last day, which is tomorrow, right?
Yeah. We kind of like have also kind of a perks of being a volunteer is like you can be in a lottery and then you just like win free stuff.
That's beautiful. Tell the people if there was one like positive thing you'd want to leave with the people listening in, the club members today. What's something positive that you'd like to leave, like a positive message, or what's something you would say?
Like what is one example?
Just anything, like something. Let's say if there's a youth that wants to volunteer for FanExpo 1 year, but they don't know how to start, what would you tell them?
Just go for it. You should probably have. I don't think that they just do not feel bad if someone goes for, say, I don't know, like Artist Alley, and then they get like a different position, like ticketing, because I think. First time they do not get a chance, but second time, third time, fourth time they get the chances are getting better. I mean, last time I tried volunteering to be in the celebrity panel, but I wasn't able to get that opportunity. But that's okay. And also like go for the first aid. It will be a life-saving thing. First aid, CPR, or even naloxone.
Yes, naloxone. Yes, and you'll get the chance to be there hopefully one day. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean from the town which I'm studying in Hamilton, there's like a lot of people, homeless people. I mean, I think if anyone has reached out to the news, they have mentioned a few months ago they announced they have like a homeless problem. So like if anyone sees anything like that, then best do your part, and if you're not aware, to just like leave it to the professionals.
I mean, I come from working with the homeless population for many years, actually, so it's funny you mentioned that. So we could talk offline more about that. Thank you again. Tell them how to find you, Instagram or anything.
I'm on Instagram, Discord. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And what is it? How do they find you? What's your handle?
I don't want to mention it right now.
Okay. Is it derogatory? Is it like a vulgar one?
Sorry?
Is it a vulgar one, like derogatory? No? You just don't want to share it? Okay.
No, not really.
Okay, no worries. Thanks for talking with us, and this has been the Who and How Club, folks. Thanks for speaking with us. We appreciate all the energy from today's event. One.